This is Amy Chan from CakeDecoratingSchool.com, and if you like cake decorating, you're in the right place. Welcome to our flower series. In this video, we'll be piping 3-leaf clovers. It's broken down into steps so you can skip ahead, rewind, and rewatch as desired. We are going to make one color for this little floral project. We're using American-style buttercream. You can use that, Swiss or Italian meringue. Really, these are going to be pretty easy and well supported, so you can use any kind of buttercream you can pipe with. We're using 2 liquid gel colors, lemon yellow and royal blue. We're also going to use just a little bit of extra white, but that's optional, and we'll get to that later. I'm just going to start with a nice drop of my royal and one of my lemon. We're looking to make kind of a nice true green, so nothing too vivid, but a nice present color. I don't want to go too heavy with the color just because it's going to build up really fast. And it'll continue to develop too. I think we're looking nice, maybe just a little more. I think I want it to be just a tiny touch darker. I'm just going to go a little more of my blue, a little more of my yellow. Just to go make a little bit more vibrant shade. There we go. Just get a tiny touch richer. And that's going to be a nice kind of true green shade for our beautiful little 3-leaf clovers. For this project, we're going to use 2 bags. They're both 12-inch disposable. You can use whatever kind you like. One is fitted with a coupler and one without. Our one with a coupler, you can see we've done a nice little stripe. So this would be our little 3-color stripe. And if you want to check out how to stripe bags, we've got a nice little video on it that covers striping your bags like this. I've just got green on top, bottom, and white down the middle. I'm using it with a 104 to start, and we'll also be using a 102. Our other bag has the tip directly in it, no need for a coupler. We have just green loaded into it, and we're using a number 3. We're only using a few techniques for this little 3-leaf clover. The first lines we're doing with number 3, it's going to be our 45 and glide. We're going to think about as if we're doing it on the side of the cake, even if we're on the top, because we want to taper those ends. So you want to think about moving faster and kind of easing off your pressure as you get to the end. But the start is going to be the same. 45 degrees, we're going to touch, squeeze, let our frosting connect, and just pull up just right above the surface or gently skimming it. And then we taper off our pressure as we speed up at the end to make a nice little pointed line for ourselves. For our petals, or leaves in this case, because they're really leaves on a plant, we're using both our 104 and our 102. I'm just going to demo really quick with our 104. The important thing here is we're going to pipe trios of these, so think little 3-leaf clovers. And if you're piping on top of a cake and you're using a turntable, you'd actually be able to pipe directly on the cake. If you're piping on the sides, or you're on a cake where you can't use your turntable or turn it easily, like say maybe something really large like a big sheet cake, it's going to be easier to pipe them on the nail and then pull them off that paper and stick them on once they're chilled and firm, just kind of like little stickers for yourself. So think about it like doing prep work for yourself, having them all ready to go, and you can just peel and stick and make some beautiful little 3-leaf clovers. And that's what we're going to do today, just to demo the whole process. But know that you can edit it if you're working directly on your cake, and you can use your turntable to rotate, just because it's going to be hard to get that correct hand position and get in there comfortably if you're working on the sides or on a large cake where you can't rotate. But basically, we want the fat end towards the center of our nail, or what we imagine the center of our little 3-leaf clover shamrock to be, and skinny end pointing out, Back of the bag is kind of like towards 130 if we're just doing a heart straight up. And we want to pull out and think about making a heart shape for ourselves. And that's going to give us that little edge to that little shamrock leaf, that little kind of dip for us. And it's going to give us our characteristic shape. 3 of these together make a beautiful little 3-leaf clover. So to use those techniques, put them together to make our cute little blossoms, or in this case, plants, for our 3-leaf clover. We want to go ahead and pipe our petal trios if we're working on a nail. So think about if you're working on the sides of a cake or a large unmanageable cake, go ahead and get those piped. And we're going to do a couple with our 104 and then a bunch with our 102 as well. And we'll show you each of those on our nail in just a second. Then we want to go in and plan out and pipe our stems. And this is one of these ones where you can kind of freehand it a little bit. It doesn't have to be specific. You can do singles, make some short, some tall. You can even just do little singles and put them on your cupcakes or other small pastries for a cute little design for either spring or St. Patty's Day or whatever you have going on. You could turn them into 4-leaf clovers and make them for good luck. There's a lot of freedom here. And then if I'm going to do some groupings, like think I want a field of clover growing on the side of my cake, make some tall, some branching out, some overlapping to give yourself a nice full effect. And then we're just going to go ahead and place our little leaves on. So if you need to, if there's not enough buildup at the end of our stem, just do little 3 dots of buttercream and place those on. So think just peeling the chilled leaves off the paper and sticking them right on your cake. Or if you're working directly on the cake, like say we're working on a little 6-inch round and we've got it on our turntable, we can just go ahead with our large leaf tip and place on our little trios of large ones, change it to our smaller one and put on some smaller ones. And I like using multiple size tips because it gives me a little more natural variation, but you could just pick any size leaf tip and do these with it. So think you can make super big ones with your 125, or you can make super tiny ones with your 101 or another leaf tip as well. So you can pick whatever size works for you. I just wanted to show everyone a little variety today for kind of cute and a little bit more intricate design. We're going to pipe our little leaves or petals now. I've got my 104 tip on my bag. I've given it a good squeeze to make sure that my stripe is coming out. So if you've done the stripe and you're working along with us, make sure that that's coming out the way you want it. Adjust if you need to. And I'm just going to start close to the middle, but not all the way towards it. I don't want my petals to actually be joined together, so think about leaving them some space in the middle. We really just want 3 individual petals. Doing like this kind of makes them all the same size. There we go. And I'll probably only need 2 of these large ones. So I'm going to go ahead and pipe another one and stick them on the tray. Now I've changed to my 102 tip and I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. I'm just going to pipe 3 leaves there, 1 in each area of my template. And if you like our little templates and you want that, you can check out the video we have on using your flower nail. And if you sign up for our email list, you can download those fun templates and have those and use them along with us. So I'm just piped 1 set there. I'm going to pipe about 3 or 4 more of these sets just so I have the freedom to use as many as I want. It's now time to pipe our lines. We've got our bag of green with our number 3 tip, and I just want to kind of imagine my pattern in my head. If you need to, if it's helpful, you can actually draw a pattern on your parchment for yourself or your cake board or whatever you're practicing on. I'm just going to make sure I'm set up. I'm 45 degrees. I'm going to touch lightly on that surface, start squeezing, and then just glide. And if you get an air bubble, don't stress, they happen. Just take a minute to correct things and go back and fill in that space. They happen to all of us. They're unfortunately unavoidable. And just make some nice little branches. Anywhere you have a little kind of, I don't know, hiccup, I would call it, maybe not a mistake. Use that as a nice starting point to branch off. It'll make it look flawless. And just keep going until you like the pattern you've created. And if you end up making more stems, then you have, say, shamrocks. I've got two large right there. You can always go back and pipe more blossoms for yourself. Oh, I've got a bag with a lot of air bubbles today. And so just kind of get those stems on there, look at them, see if you need anything to add, if there's too much negative space, maybe not enough, and start editing before you even go in and put your little leaves down. Now, if we were working on the top of our cake, this is where we'd pop out our bag and start putting some leaves down. But we're kind of imagining that we're working on the side, or we're working on something that's too big to rotate easily, so it's going to be hard to get our hand into position, mostly because we're doing this on camera, and that would involve me rotating the tray and taking things out of focus, which I don't want to do. So our little leaves that we piped on our nail have had a few minutes to chill up, so we're going to take them out of the fridge, keep this bag of our number 3 tip on hand so we can give ourselves some little dots of buttercream if needed to help place them on our little design. My petals have had time to chill. They don't take very long because they're not very thick, so think it's not a big flower. And so I just want to start working kind of quickly, put on some little dots of buttercream, and then I should be able to just peel them off and get them on there. And if you need to or want to, you can use a little small offset spatula to help you place. But our goal here is to just kind of work quickly, have an idea of where we're going, so we can get them on there before everything kind of softens up for us. And you can see we don't have to have them all fully connected. You can leave a little gap there in the center. Just think about a nice little trio. Come in. Peel and place. And we're working with studio lights, so everything kind of warms up pretty quickly, but you can see it's pretty easy just to kind of get in there, place things for ourselves. Oh, there we go. Poor little guy. And I only pulled mine out in kind of rounds so that if it starts to warm up on me, I can always pop things back in the fridge or take more out. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to keep working slowly, pull them out of the fridge in kind of numbers that I can handle. These are just going to be a little too soft already for me. And when you're working with small, delicate things like this, you can always freeze them as well. It'll take a little longer, but they'll stay harder and firmer for you quickly. And obviously, I don't recommend working under studio lights. So I'm going to pull out some more for myself and just keep going. So we'll just keep going, keep placing our little heart trios on there. And as you're pulling them out of the refrigerator, you can always get the next one ready just to kind of speed up your workflow. There we go. So I'm just going to keep going until I have a little clover on the ends of each of my stems. And one of the great things about doing it this way is you can kind of play with them and move them around a little touch, so you can kind of reposition things for yourself. So I'm just going to go ahead and put some little dots down for my last two. And I'll just work to place these last little few in here. And you can see I'm also letting my work overlap itself. You get more intricate designs, more detail, and a little more realism if you let things merge together just a tiny touch for yourself. Ooh. There we go. So don't be afraid to let things just kind of do their own little thing in nature. Just get these lined up and just kind of coax them into place. There we go. So there we have a lovely little grouping of 3-leaf clovers. You can see it's really easy. Create your own patterns. A little advanced piping goes a long way. And if you're working directly on your cake, you can keep your bags out and pipe leaves anywhere you need to. You can make really complicated and intricate designs or just beautiful single stems. That's all for this lesson on our 3-leaf clover. If you want to check out some more of our flower series lessons, we recommend maybe trying something like our daisy for another great flower for spring. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like more about the cake decorating materials and equipment we use, or just some inspirational videos about cake decorating itself, you can follow us on Insta or YouTube at Cake Decorating School. If you'd like to know more about yearly membership and what it entails, you can go to www.cakedecoratingschool.com for more information. And if you're interested in these products, you can check the links in the description.